Hey there, you folks. Picking back up. Welcome back to Morph Girl. We're picking right back up where we were last time. Heard something break in the kitchen. Let's see what it was. Somebody in there? I don't have time for any of this. I'm already late for work, and if I don't finish my report today, I could lose my job. Honestly, I'd rather be burglar. Should I go in? We gotta see if there's something in there. We gotta check it out. There's nothing here. I was sure I'd heard something break in here, but nothing seemed out of place. It'd be funny if she had just walked in and there was in her dead wife was just sitting, standing there, at the stove, like, "Hey, what's up, babe?" Or whatever she would call her, and just go back to cooking. And she was like, "Ah, huh?" Maybe it was nothing. Oh, okay. A refrigerator. Is that a refrigerator? Me and Rebecca used to write notes like this for each other. She used to leave them so I would see them before I left for work. Some kind of joke? This isn't funny. Only someone who knows enough about me and Rebecca could do something so personal. Even the handwriting looks like Rebecca's. So late for work. I'm sure the ghost. I'm sure the ghost took that very well. Oh, hello? Nothing. I mean, he seems to be there. Guess I'll hang up. Interesting. She's typing way faster than I do. It's my home phone number. Somebody really inside my house? Are they really calling me from my own house? Surely this has to be some kind of joke. And they're making us have a lot of choices now. Shouldn't answer it. They broke into my home. I still really need to finish this report by the end of the day. But then maybe I should answer it. I have no idea who this person is or why they might be calling. Who knows who it could be? Who knows who it could be? You gotta answer it. Heavy breathing. Strange, raspy, and painful breathing from what sounds like a woman. It's absolutely horrifying. It sounds so painfully familiar, so reminiscent of Rebecca's breathing over the last couple months of her life. Just as the cancer had begun to spread to her lungs. Who could be doing this? Why are they doing this? Wait, did she just leave her? Did she just leave her phone there? Did she just leave her phone there at work? Did she go like, throw her phone on the desk and then run off? Stay calm. Whoever's doing this is likely responsible for everything that's happened. It's just some terrible joke. I will just call the police, change the locks, and forget that any of this ever happened. Everything will be fine. Normal. You see, I would have called the cops before getting there and going to check the place out. It's what I would have done. Oh, hello. Biggest thing in the kitchen. Despite everything, it felt like Rebecca. Does it look like her? It isn't Rebecca. Maybe if I hide here long enough, it will leave of its own accord. I'll stay here until it does. How do you know if you're hiding in a closet? Great. She's gonna like turn on like a light, like a flashlight. It's gonna be like she's gonna go like boop, and it'll be like right here. It'll be like right there. Rebecca has been hospital ridden for a week now. She's on life support. She could no longer move or speak. She could barely breathe. We had to take her. She will never leave. Doctors say that she only has days left. She's going to die. Rebecca is in horrific pain. She frequently gestures to her life support. Ugh. I know what she wants. That's a no. No. We're getting some bad favor from the ghost, possibly, but no, I'm not. Nope. You know. No. I don't pull Rebecca's life support. I pour my heart out to her over the next couple of days. Say sorry for everything I did wrong and tell her how much I love her and how much she means to me. This isn't for us. This is closure for me. You can see the pain in her eyes. I ignore it. I catch her eyes drifting longfully towards her life support machinery. I ignore it. Rebecca dies from pneumonia 5 days later. You should have helped her. Whoa, what? No. No. Nah. Now, here's the thing. I mean, personally, I would not ask anybody. I don't. Then again, I'm not in any. I haven't been in any sort of extreme situation like that. But I would say, as sane as I'm going to get, person right now, I would never want to put anybody in that sort of position where like, please kill me. No, I would never want to do that. I mean, I guess if they were like, I'm tired of dealing with you, I'm like, okay, I can deal with that. But, I would never ask them to do that. So, that's a heavy thing to ask somebody to be like, kill me. So, I wouldn't ask somebody to do that. I mean, yeah, nah. It's brutal. That's the mean thing to ask somebody. I guess she's dying, so I shouldn't be too harsh on her, but still. Yeah. Says you should have helped her. I disagree with that. Disagree strongly with that one. Happy anniversary achievement. And of course, if I'm like brain dead, okay, I'm cool with it. You should, but something behind her. Wait, is that where she ran to hide? Oh, that was her leg. Okay, I was like, it's coming out from the bed.
I was beginning to think Len was telling the truth at Walter's store. He did see something
Okay. TV's on in that room. Overdue rent. Rebecca was always too focused on her writing to consider employment, but we managed. Until I was demoted. Okay, so it says the same thing. I was actually thinking about, after I read that story, whether... Excuse me. After I read that story last time, whether or not I could have done it, selected again, and had a different story. Let's look at photos and probably not see them, again like last time. It's a photograph of me and Rebecca at a party, just a few days after we'd met. I was a loner at university. I spent a lot of nights at the student bar alone, hoping I wouldn't be. One night I wasn't. I met Rebecca. She very quickly introduced me to her circle of friends and invited me to a party later that week. We kissed for the first time that night. Okay.
I've seen that old 4440. Is that
4440. Is that a gun or something? Notes and nice things. Okay. So in Rebecca's old notebook, she used to write her short stories in these. Man, mirrors in horror movies make me feel like something's going to happen. Oh, this one's actually still. Come with us, page 5. Page 5. Guess it's the same thing. Afraid it was the only emotion Jane could put into words. The child never left. She stayed by Jane's side until the terrified woman left for work. Acting normal seemed quite the task for her. Jane returned home, wishing that the child would be gone. Alas, she was sat quiet as ever at the kitchen table, turning her head to Jane as she entered the room. Jane spent the day trying to ask the child questions about her name, where she came from, who she was. The woman was met with silence each time. She gave up and continued as normal. If she ignored her, she might go away. But wherever Jane went, the child followed. Wherever Jane sat, the child sat against her. Ignorance wasn't an option. That's gotta be awkward. Ah, crap. I don't want to do this while a ghost child is staring at me, but I got no option. I really wish that you would go away, ghost child, so I can take care of things by myself. That would really get weird. How would it be like pee or take a crap while a ghost just staring at you, just like that right there? Because you gotta do it at some point. They don't mention it in the movies, but everybody has to poop at some point. So if there's a ghost following you, that ghost is just gonna have to see poop. When nighttime fell, the child followed her closely throughout her routine. Silent and expressionless, as Jane hesitantly climbed into bed, the child stood where she had done the night before and pointed, knitting her brow once again. Carefully, Jane offered the other side of the bed to her. The child did as she wanted, and lay next to the trembling woman. Jane pressed her back against the wall as the child stared at her from the pillow beside her own. They stared at each other for a while before the children sighed that soft little sigh again and closed their eyes. Jane didn't dare move her gaze from what felt like hours. When the child didn't move, her eyes remained closed and she was softly breathing. Jane knew the child didn't eat, nor did it use the bathroom. There was very little reason to believe that child needed sleep. Paranoid, that the woman remained obstinately awake. Jane opened her eyes quickly, breathing rapidly as she realized she had fallen asleep. The child's eyes were open, though her position had not moved. It scared Jane to wake to those dark eyes staring at her once again. The room was still dark. Jane desperately tried to regulate her breathing. As her eyes swept the room, she let out a small shriek. Jane scrambled to sit up in the bed, pressing her back hard against the wall. There was a second child stood at the foot of her bed, staring at her with the exact same dark eyes. This child appeared to be a boy. The hair was shorter, but just as dark and flat. Uh, it partially obscured his eyes. The child was also wearing a nightgown. They appeared to be a matching set. Though they didn't acknowledge each other, only her. Jane very briefly tore her eyes away from the second child to look at the first. She was sitting now, too, but her gaze was fixed on Jane. "Come with us," they spoke in unison. The woman sucked in a breath and fought the urge to cry. She shook her head a little in response. Jane then felt the first child sit closer, her hair brushing against her arm. Jane looked down. The girl was staring right at her, leaning her head against her shoulder once again. "Come with us," she spoke, her voice soft. Somehow it calmed her. She felt herself able to breathe again. "Where?" she asked the girl. The child simply sighed and looked ahead. Resting on her shoulder, Jane moved her gaze to the boy. He was staring at her. "Where?" she asked again. In response, he moved to where the girl stood the night before. Jane blinked at him and looked down to the bed. "You want to get on the bed, too?" she asked fearfully. He did so, leaning against the girl. Looking ahead as she did, all Jane could do was focus on taking breaths in and out. They sat like that until morning. Crap. She's getting a collection of children. She better hope those are ghost children. Otherwise, she may get arrested. Yeah, just having strange kids sleep in the bed. Nothing to worry about. Okay, is it the same thing? I'm seeing if I could skip it. I don't guess I can. Okay, yeah. Same story. So that answers my question about earlier. Because I didn't try to relook at it. So I was like, maybe there's another story. Okay. That's actually pretty interesting. I'm wondering where that goes. Attack of the Giant Leeches. This is one of Rebecca's old movies. She used to make fun of me for liking it. She said it was a really bad film. It is. Okay, well, I won't watch it right now. I'm an achievement hunter, so I'm going to be I'm going to watch those movies. Those are really the only achievements that I know of, you know. I just kind of glance and kind of just get the gist, you know. I don't try to like take anything in, you know, when I look at the achievements, you know, for story. Oh, we've got a lot to look at here. Ooh, the diary. That ought to have some good info in it. Entry 1. She said no. My dreams might as well stay in my sleep. Who gives a shit? Clearly not me. I'll just stay in hospital and be miserable for the rest of my short effing life. This is Rebecca's diary. Okay. So I tentatively asked Alana to read my stories. Well, not all of them, just the ones I wanted to publish. Won't be able to publish them now. Oh well, she's the biggest critic I have anyway. She said she would. It makes me nervous. I don't know why. When we were studying, she used to read what I wrote. But that was for school. After I graduated and decided to write full time, she wasn't interested. Started off not having time nor interest for it. Ended up shouting at me every time I mentioned it. Clearly dying is the exception. I've always wondered what she'll say. I'll never find out. She said she was too busy. It was just 5 short stories. She could have read it in the evenings she doesn't spend with me. I know she hates seeing me like this, but she won't be seeing me at all soon enough. It'd be nice if she could just think about me. Wow, that was the first night out I've had in so long. The usual gang asked me to go out with them for the first time in a while, since I told them I was on the treatment. Really. They were a bit sympathetic and annoying at first, but once the alcohol kicked in, things went back to normal. I haven't been drunk in so long either. It was great. I can forget about all of this shit and just laugh and dance and do whatever the hell I want. Got tired and a bit wheezy. The treatment really does kick you in the balls. But I had a good time. I refused to let it bring me down, not even for 1 second. Atlanta was worried. I know she was, but I appreciate her accepting my choice. She doesn't always do that anymore. I think they'll ask me to join them more often now. They were so scared of it before. I think they were terrified they would break me. But they can try all they like. They can't get rid of me that easy. Sounds like we're having that issue right now. Atlanta wants to move. Interesting. This is all the choices we've made so far. Of course she does. She's been itching to get out of this place since we moved in. Had to reassure her yet again this place was just a stepping stone. We'll be out of here when we can afford something better in our city. She wanted to live somewhere in the country because it was cheaper and we could get something better for our money. But life is a struggle. We should embrace the challenge. I told her that too. She doesn't like to hear it, but she listened. We love the city. It was always a part of our goals to live here way back when we were at university together. So why not dive in head first? She knew I was right back. She knew I was right back then, and she knows it's right not to go back on it now. I'm glad. I love our shitty little house. I don't care if it doesn't have the fancy equipment I need to recover. I'll recover just fine without it. I don't want my home being turned into a hospital. That just sounds depressing. So I don't even know how to write this. I don't even know how to think it. I've just been told I'm dying. They were really nice about it, but I'm dying. How does a person even process shit like that? I feel like it's not real. But I also feel winded. I don't know what to do. Oh, great. You let me suffer. I feel like she really disliked that last thing I did. A preserved rose. Rebecca gave this to me on the last Valentine's Day we spent together. She said it would last forever so that she could make up for all the Valentine's Day she was going to miss. It is wilting. Sorry, Rebecca, your plan kind of failed on that. Appreciate the sentiment. What's this trinket? It's a crystal graduation bear I gave to Rebecca when she graduated. Can't really see it too well. I can kind of make out the hat, I think. Where she had encouraged me to become more confident and outgoing. I pushed a tutor to Rebecca to finish university. I was so proud of her that day, and so very grateful. Sounds a bit breezy out there. Let's look at the ring. It's the engagement ring that I used to propose a few weeks after we'd moved in together. It was a very cheap ring. We didn't have a lot of money at the time. I was so worried that she wouldn't like it. I don't think she did, though she would never have admitted it to me. I want to keep your voice down about that. I get a response. I think we've looked at everything. Let's leave, I guess. See what all the hubbub is about out there. See if the ghost is out there. Don't turn the light off. You can leave it on. There's a ghost in the house. Just turn all the lights on. That's what I would do. Oh, it's still there. It's waiting for me. Hello. What does it want? Hasn't done anything to me yet. It feels like Rebecca. Does it look like her? Did Rebecca have long dark hair? If it's okay, maybe I should approach it. Then maybe I should grab a knife from the kitchen first. Just to be safe. I feel like maybe we should just go in. If it's supposed to be the ghost of our wife, maybe it'd be good to not go in to armed. What's up? that'd be a little bit awkward. What's up? Poop. I don't know what we're accepting. Accepting a hug? Was it Rebecca? Ooh. Aside from some inconsistencies in both memory and personality, its actions were almost identical to hers. Okay, so maybe that's... It's called Morph Girl. I was wondering what the title of it meant. Is that like it morphs into whoever you're thinking of? It's a ghost that does that. Aside from it, yeah, that's real enough for me. You gonna be hooking up with a ghost girl now? Moved to an affordable country home, just like I wanted. It's a nice place somewhere comfortable where I could hide Rebecca from the world. Oh, we're calling it Rebecca. I was just thinking, what if we called it Rebecca 2? It barely spoke and it felt human to me. Oh, it actually speaks sometimes. Okay. But I'll go on to pretend that things were just as they were prior to Rebecca's death for almost 11 months. So wait, is this 11 months later? Life didn't really change after Rebecca came back. Got another office job. Oh, wow. This is just where the story continues. I thought we were like done for a second, for a minute or so. First, it was refreshing to be around coworkers that didn't resent me. But my life was too secretive to ever make friends. It may have been the same old routine, but now I wasn't in it alone. You haven't gotten her anything except a towel in like 11 months. Could have got her something else besides a towel. I often felt guilty, but never guilty enough to return to my grief. Okay. Wait, we're skipping to page 11? Abnormal, perhaps this was. Jane realized people could probably see her. They were in the open field that was at the back of her house. They walked in a line, the children in front, herself following, holding out her raw hands. They led her through the field. She didn't know how long they had been walking for. Whenever she faltered or hesitated without looking, they knew, "Come with us," they would encourage her. So she continued. Till they came to the lake. She stopped in her tracks. "No, I'm not. I can't." They all stood in a line, and they turned to her. They faced her with blank expressions. They didn't speak as she expected them to. They waited. Jane's gaze darted between them, and she darted between them and her burned hands. The pain was making her restless. She shifted her weight from leg to leg, rocking from side to side. They waited. "I can't come with you," she spoke quickly. They walked towards her. Jane felt her heart quicken. The little boy took her hand, as did the girl. The other boy took hold of her dress. They looked at her. So apparently there was a third kid. The touch of their icy hands felt good against her burning skin. The three of them blinked at her expectantly, though they didn't speak. She took one step forward. They all stepped with her. She inhaled and took another step. Slowly they made their way to the edge of the water. And there, she spoke softly. Jane could feel herself shaking again. Oh, they're wanting her to die. Gotcha. "Come with us," they responded, stepping ahead of her into the water. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water as the children disappeared from view. She smiled. She followed. It was shallow at first. She stepped down a bit deeper. The water was soft and soothing on her burning skin. It was cool, but not uncomfortable. It felt nice. Jane found herself welcoming it. Atypical. Finding herself following three identical-looking, expressionless children who showed up in the middle of the night into the lake was odd, but by anyone's standards, especially Jane's. She expected no one would believe her, not that anyone would. Not that anyone would know. Jane had lived her life by the book, following all the rules, such abnormality happening to the most normal person she knew, herself. Jane trailed her fingers along the surface of the water just as the children disappeared from view. She smiled. Okay. What a twist! How's she talking to us right now? I died 11 months later. Whatever it was, our relationship was symbiotic, imitating loved ones to feed off of willing hosts to survive. As it turns out, there's only so long a person can last in such a relationship. I don't know if it was worth it, but it was easy. Okay. This is one of 6 ends to Elena's stories. Your choices incur real consequences, significantly altering your conclusion to Morph Girl. Huh, okay. Cool. Well, I guess what is FSM? Oh, yeah, it says, I guess that's, I don't know what that stands for, but it says unsupported for, oh, wait, I don't have that. Did I just screw up? Yeah, I'm not a 4K user, so it should be supported, or maybe not. Anyway, it seems like a pretty decent stopping point. So I guess the option we should go back to now would be the where we go for the knife. No, actually the one we should do next is the refuse. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll get it back to there, and that'll be where we start our next episode. So yeah, we're ending. Woo! A toxic relationship. Yeah. Was not the way I expected the story to go. Yeah. So it's like, hey, does that mean it's like not even like a ghost? Is it like some sort of entity that requires your, or maybe it is kind of like a ghost type thing, and it requires like your energy to survive, you know. But it takes on the personality traits of your of someone you know that you've lost. Interesting. Anyway, that is going to be an end for this one. I do sincerely hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next one. It's not over yet. Yeah, it's definitely not over yet. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, though. But yeah. See you next one, folks.